He understood that some moments demand presence, not words. This is silent respect.
Look, I know this seems complicated, but if we just review the data, I'm sure you'll agree with my approach. I've checked the figures
Multivance. When he walks into the room, productivity doesn't stop, it refocuses. That's the hallmark of strength isn't always loud. It resides in the calm, composed presence that steadies the room. When faced with an accusation, our instinct is often to over-explain. But sometimes, the most confident and the noise becomes overwhelming. True leadership often requires not a louder voice, but a composed silence. True confidence isn't loud. It's a resonance that shifts the energy in the room the moment you arrive. Presence isn't about the words you speak, but the energy you bring into the room. It shifts the atmosphere without effort. In a world full of chatter, the man who holds his tongue holds the room. That is unspoken power. Body language speaks volumes. While we listen to the words, the real signals are hidden in plain sight. Roman. The desire for acceptance is human, yet constant approval-seeking often stems from a deeper insecurity. While some let the fear of rejection control their actions, a grounded individual understands that their words. The moment you desperately seek approval is the moment you lose respect. Notice how his eagerness has the opposite. Chasing respect is a futile game. The moment you stand still in your own worth is the moment true respect begins. True strength is internal. When you master your inner world, the external world takes notice without emotional responses cloud judgment. You have no idea what you're talking about. Stop reacting. Breathe. Emotional hijacking leads to instant reactions, but control gives you power. Defensive energy manifests when we feel attacked, leading to frantic explanations. I swear I didn't mean it that way. His sudden nervousness wasn't random. It transmitted a signal, a hidden message revealing his true emotional substance. Notice how his influence creates tension. But true emotional control is realizing you can sever that bender. When you master the art of non-reaction, criticism loses its energy. It stops dead in its tracks. The pause. It's the space between stimulus and response, where we choose our reaction. When you stop trying to prove yourself, their expectations lose power. The silent stare is a powerful tactic. It forces the other person to fill the void, often revealing their anxiety or feminisate. Self-awareness begins with recognizing the physical manifestations of your emotional state. Note it quickly higher. Aggression often masks insecurity. Okay, let me rephrase. When can you realistically finish? We often find ourselves standing at a crossroads, paralyzed not by the options, but by the uncertainty of the outcome. Notice how he steps back, creating space. This is respect shown through restraint. Acknowledging eye contact is the first step in deep communication. Notice how his reflection shows focused, non-threatening attention. True confidence doesn't need to assert itself. It simply exists as a calm, steady presence. Focused attention isn't just about hearing the words. It's about maintaining a steady gaze and an open, receptive stop talking, and simply hold the space for the other person. This quiet moment is where connection is truly forged. In this interaction, the controlled pause creates a vacuum of certainty, causing the subject to falter while the observable. The micro-moment is where true intentions are revealed, often betraying our conscious efforts to remain composed. A weak signal in communication often manifests as physical discomfort. Notice how he avoids eye contacts. Discomfort reveals itself through subtle physical cues. Avoiding eye contact, shifting nervously, of contrast. While one man remains centered and composed, the other immediately looks away, demonstrating two distinct temperament. The energy you radiate is a direct reflection of your inner state. Cultivate calmness and watch and pedon. Inner stability isn't the absence of chaos, but the mastery of your own mind. True authority is rarely loud. It resides in the stillness, the calm confidence that draws others. And this brings us to the unexpected shift. What if we viewed the situation not as a problem, but as an opportunity for growth? While some people mask their discomfort with forced cheerfulness, true composure remains effortlessly neutral and spirited. When we prioritize others' comfort over our own authenticity, we engage in over-pleasing. It's natural to gesture when tension rises, but the real skill lies in maintaining composure. Avoid. He was sending the wrong signal, smiling while inwardly uncertain. True confidence comes not from outward performance. Notice how one person physically shrinks when they feel insecure. This lowered presence is a common psychological. We often try to manage our emotions by controlling our external environment or the feelings of others. But lasting change, even amidst the chaos of celebration or conflict, maintaining a neutral baseline is crucial for clarity. A grounded state isn't the absence of noise, but the mastery of your inner calm. Notice the contrast. True warmth allows for a gentle, steady expression, while forced positivity often appears stunned. They may cheer for the man they like, but they silence themselves and listen to the man they respect. Pay close attention to the speed signal. A steady pace demonstrates confidence, while a hurried pace betrays nervousness. When we move too fast, we miss the details. True awareness comes from slowing down and taking control. We often feel the need to rush, but true productivity comes from focused stillness amidst the pressure. We convince ourselves that faster is always better. Yet, true clarity is found not in the rush, but in the quines in Kundi. They say speed is power, but real strength lies in measured, deliberate action. Effective communication requires patience and clarity in delivery. We don't have time for slow talking, we need to move fast. Controlled movement allows for precision and focus, contrasting sharply with the inefficiency of rushing. Take a moment to pause. Because true control isn't found in the rush of the choice, but in the certainty of the decision. When you learn to master your environment, you realize there is truly no pressure. The world slows down around you. Respect is lost not by speaking, but by speaking too much. And that's why my strategy is simply the best. Over-explaining is a common behavior rooted in anxiety. We feel that more words will create clarity. This behavior stems from a deep need for validation. When we don't feel grounded internally, when we rely on external validation, indifference can feel like a personal attack, even if the stakes are low. Respect means understanding boundaries, not just agreeing with them.
Exactly. It's the foundation for any healthy interaction.
The most significant barrier to achieving your goals isn't external. It's the narrative you tell yourself. True confidence isn't needing to speak. It's mastering silence control, letting the tension work for you. Sometimes the greatest gift you can give someone is the space to process their thoughts without pressure. The true confidence isn't about proving yourself. It's about knowing when to let go and move forward without chasing hesitant understanding. Let it sit.
Sometimes moving forward means understanding why you keep taking steps back. This is the return dynamic at play. Notice how quickly he leans forward. This is the chase signal, a sudden burst of energy driven by the neat wonderful. Shared success is wonderful, but true strength is revealed when circumstances shift.
When faced with criticism or negativity, silence isn't an absence of response, it is a response. True authority isn't loud, it's the stillness within the chaos. When you master silence control, you unmute. The words you say have weight, and eventually, you have to carry them again.
As his internal turmoil settled, his calm exterior reflected the hidden anxieties of the man before him. People often rush to fill silence, driven by social anxiety. Right, so as you can see, the numbers are. Sometimes we feel the need to keep adding details. And then this happens, and you have to clarify that, and suddenly it's too much. Backtracking. It's the moment aggression gives way to realization, and a defensive posture softens into an appearance and tackling. We often fill silence and space unnecessarily, but true connection understands the power dynamic a lot. Notice how their shoulders are slightly slumped, and their hands are tense at their sides. These are clear non-verbalists. Our bodies try to release that energy through small, repetitive movements. like foot tapping or hand ringing. This constant static, this signal noise, often feels chaotic and overwhelming. Yet, when the world feels unstable, the real strength comes from within. You have to ground yourself before you can calm the storm. Notice how even when the world throws everything at you, you can choose to remain completely still. True stability isn't the absence of chaos, but the unwavering calm you maintain right in the middle of it. True presence isn't seen, it's felt. It's that subtle gravitational pull that changes the atmosphere of a room. When you cultivate a heavy presence, people naturally give you space, acknowledging your grounded energy. Isn't loud. It's the quiet confidence that shifts the room's attention without saying a word. The trust is built on stability. When one person remains calm and centered, it creates a safe space for others to finally relax. When you embody stability, respect naturally follows. People recognize your strength and willingly grant you the celebrate conformity. We often celebrate conformity, but the uncomfortable truth is that true understanding requires questioning everything you think you. We often try to please others to our own detriment. I agree with both of you. I'll make everyone happy, I promise. The moment you prioritize their approval over your own needs, you teach them that you don't respect yourself. And the pleasing trap is a dangerous cycle. The more you stretch yourself to satisfy others, the thinner you become until there's... We often stretch ourselves thin trying to please everyone. Yes, that's perfect. Absolutely, we agree completely. The need to fit in can be overwhelming, causing us to lose sight of our true selves as we constantly adapt our expression. You might think you're spreading positivity, but forcing it has the opposite effect. People feel it, environments change, circumstances shift, but who you are remains consistent. That is your greatest strength. The need for external validation often holds us back. But when you understand that your worth is inherent, the moment you stop chasing validation from others is the moment you become truly free. Stop chasing and let them come to you. Others adjust. Your state of calm equilibrium has a profound ripple effect on the environment, pacifying you. Recognizing the right moment to end an interaction is a sign of high emotional intelligence. Acting on it confidently. The smooth exit isn't just about movement, it's about emotional closure. It signals confidence and respect for end. Natural control means moving with purpose, not haste. When you own your pace, when the conversation naturally pauses, you must recognize the moment. Prepare to end it without hesitation. Recognizing when a discussion becomes unproductive is essential for emotional regulation. Yes, but what about the outliers? Thank you. I think we've reached a good conclusion here. I'll be in touch soon.
This is the essence of the control shift. When you carry your own authority, the spotlight follows you, and others instinctively make way.
The willingness to walk alone is a rare signal. It indicates an internal compass stronger than external validation. The world will constantly throw distractions your way. But your power comes from how you choose to react. Earned respect is a powerful currency, accumulated not through force, but through consistent character. The world around you may shift rapidly between celebration, anger, and despair, but true strength lies in the range of emotions. We all experience a range of emotions, to frustration and anxiety. Understanding these feelings means our emotional response doesn't align with the situation. We might swing from initial anger to the waves will inevitably crash around you. The key is not to stop the waves, but to remain steady in the center of the storm. Finding your emotional center allows you to navigate life's highs and lows with unwavering calm and confidence. Even when chaos surrounds you, you have the power to remain centered. Control isn't about stopping the noise. True confidence doesn't demand respect. It signals it silently through calm, assertive posture and a puttier. You have the power to change your perspective. Are you ready to unlock your full potential?